If you've been in business or marketing for any length of time, then the odds are pretty good that you've heard of the terms retargeting and remarketing. So in this video, we're going to break down exactly what they are, why they're important, and how you can use them in your business. Let's get to it. Hey there, my name is Adam Erhart, Modern Marketing Strategist, and welcome to the Modern Marketing Show, where we help you make marketing that matters. So if you're interested in learning about the latest and greatest marketing strategies, tools, tips, tricks, and tactics, well, you may want to consider subscribing and hitting that little notification bell. All right, let's talk retargeting and remarketing. Now, one of the first things that we have to cover here is the differences between retargeting and remarketing. Fortunately, this isn't going to take us very long because there really are no differences other than the words themselves. You see, retargeting is really just the word that platforms like Facebook and Instagram use, and remarketing is the preferred choice of terms for Google and YouTube, but other than that, they're pretty much the exact same thing. So what exactly is retargeting and remarketing? Well, it's actually pretty simple. And really all it comes down to is that when someone engages with your content in any way, shape, or form, meaning they either visit your website, or they watch one of your videos, or they engage with one of your posts on social media, well, you're able to build an audience of these people that you can then target again and again and again with targeted advertising. That's really it. Now, the reason this is such an incredibly powerful strategy is multifold, and essentially what it does is it allows you to take an audience that you're going to spend some time and money building and then go out there and show them other relevant offers or content or promotions, again for pennies on the dollar, because you're going to be targeting a much smaller audience. Not only that, this smaller audience is already familiar with your brand and your business because they've engaged with you in some way, shape, or form before. All in all, this means that you're able to increase the frequency and rate with which you're going to show up in front of your ideal target market, and you're able to do it for a lot cheaper, again, because of that smaller audience size. So again, what retargeting and remarketing allows you to do is take cold traffic, people who've never heard of you, don't know who you are, and have never done business with you before. Well, it allows you to take them, get them to engage with your content some way through your website, your videos, or blog posts or things like that, and then retarget them with new and highly targeted and really specific promotions to people who already engage with you, already know who you are. Obviously, this is incredibly powerful. So now that we've decided that retargeting is a really good strategy to use in your business, well, what platforms allow you to use this? And can you leverage them across different platforms using kind of cross-channel or multi-channel promotion? Well, the answer to that is yes and no. So let's dive in. First off, the big players in the retargeting space are obviously Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Google. These guys all give you a pixel, which is a piece of code. Actually, let's talk about what a pixel is real quick. A pixel is simply a small line of code that you install on your website. That's really it. And what it allows you to do then is to track the visitors to your website so that you can retarget them on different platforms. Now, at risk of getting a little complicated here, we can do in-platform retargeting without the use of a pixel, meaning that if we want someone to engage with our content, say on Facebook, well, we can retarget them directly in Facebook without needing the pixel because we don't need them to go off Facebook to get pixeled, so we retarget them later. Oh, that's confusing, isn't it? Let me say that one more way. Within each siloed platform, meaning within Facebook, within Instagram, within YouTube, well, as long as we're targeting people who stay inside the platform, we can retarget them without them needing to go to our website and get pixeled, because they've kind of got a built-in pixeling system right in the platform. Where a pixel comes in handy, however, is when we want to multi-channel or cross-promote by getting them to our website first and then targeting them on other platforms. But we'll talk about that in just a second. All right, so back to the topic at hand, retargeting and which platforms allow it. Well, obviously, as we just covered there, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Google, these are the big ones. Now, each of them are going to give you a pixel, and because Facebook owns Instagram and because Google owns YouTube, well, there's really only two pixels that you need to deal with, the Facebook Instagram pixel and the Google YouTube pixel. This is beautiful because whether you're planning on running retargeting ads now or later, well, it still makes sense to go out there and, if you haven't already, get these two pixels and get them installed on your website so you can start to build up these audiences today. So obviously the ability to retarget somebody right within Facebook or right within Instagram or right within YouTube is incredibly powerful on its own. But where things really get interesting is when we start talking about multi-channel and cross-retargeting promotion. This is a little more advanced, but still relatively simple to use if you've got those two pixels set up. So let's dive into that strategy right now. But to do that, first I'm going to need a flip chart. So hang on one sec. All right, there we go. Gotta get my markers. All right. There we go, some color-coded markers to really help drive this point home. So the first thing that we have to do is really list out kind of our 4 main retargeting and remarketing platforms that we want to use initially in order to get traffic from. In this case, we're going to be talking about Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Google. Now, here's the beauty, is that when we're talking about these platforms, we don't need to use them all in that initial stage. In fact, what's wise is to first identify the exact channel that's going to be perfect for your ideal target market, and then really focus your efforts there. So in this case, let's say that we first decided to start all of our marketing and really focus our main kind of drive there on Facebook and possibly even Instagram. Well, this is where things get interesting. If we start building up an audience on Facebook and on Instagram, we can then take that audience and retarget them on YouTube and on Google later, as well, of course, as on Facebook and Instagram. Here's how this works. So the very first step, as we just talked about, is to build up that audience on these main channels and main platforms. This is where we're going to get our traffic initially, whether it's organically or using paid mediums like advertising. Regardless, we want to use these channels to drive traffic to a website, ideally a place that you own and you control and that you've got that little pixel installed on. And when you do that, a cool thing happens. Your traffic becomes pixeled, which means you can then retarget them not only on Facebook and Instagram, but also on YouTube and Google+, because you're going to have taken that pixel and installed it on your website as well. And that's where things get really powerful, is you can take traffic from Facebook or from Instagram, and you can then start to retarget them on all these different platforms. And the same thing applies if we're driving traffic from, say, YouTube to our website. Well, if traditionally we're just going to be running traffic on YouTube, obviously can only retarget them and remarket them directly on YouTube because we don't have that crossover to other platforms. But if we can get the traffic from YouTube to our website, opens up a world of possibilities because we're going to obviously have the YouTube and Google pixel installed on our website, but we're also going to have the Facebook and Instagram pixel installed on our website, meaning we can retarget visitors no matter where they come from on all the different platforms. Again, opening up this kind of spider web-like approach, really allowing you to stay omnipresent and multi-channel yourself across all of the different networks and really doubling down on your advertising investment. Just to make this point a little more obvious about how powerful it is, we'll draw them out for Instagram and Google now too. All right, so there you have it. Essentially, we're taking traffic from whatever source possible, we're getting them to our website, and then we're able to retarget them across all these other networks. Now, one final important point. We did talk about these 4 channels as a place to drive traffic to, but we're not just limited to these channels. In fact, one of the beauties of retargeting and remarketing is it doesn't matter where they come from initially. In fact, these could be replaced with the newspaper or the radio or a billboard or direct mail or any means really necessary as long as you're driving them to your website, because that's where the pixeling happens and that's the very beginning of the retargeting strategy. All right, so there you have it. Retargeting, remarketing, whatever you want to call it, an incredibly valuable strategy to use in your business. So let me know in the comments below, have you used retargeting? Were you aware that you could use it across multiple different channels? And if so, what are the best tips or ideas that you've come across, or how are you going to use it in your business? Really curious to hear. Most importantly, if you're interested in retargeting and remarketing and how they affect your business and what strategies you can use to really get the most out of them, I'll make sure to link up a playlist below with my top paid advertising tips to really help take your business and your marketing to the next level and way beyond that. Also, for more great marketing strategies, tools, tips, tricks, and tactics, make sure to head over to AdamErhart.com, which is loaded full of resources and articles and more videos just like this. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time on The Modern Marketing Show.